And oh, now you're recording me?
Not really.
Pressure's on.
The pressure's on. I gotta really be funny. Okay. So, and sometimes I did therapy. I'm a social worker by trade. Sometimes I did therapy. That's what I was supposed to be doing there. And sometimes I would do other things like when the time changed, I would change everyone's clocks in their room and feel really good about doing something very tangible. So this one time for this one lady, but you should know I was being there. I was being paid for therapy, but anyway, for doing therapy with these people. Anyway, so one time I walked into the room and a woman had a water pick that she needed help setting up. A water, if anyone doesn't know what that is, it's like an electric toothbrush, but it squirts water in between holes in your teeth. Supposed to be like flossing. So, and I have never done that before, but I thought I could read the directions and figure it out. So I decided that that's where we would start that day. So so I started reading the directions and I put the water where it was supposed to go in the water tank. And I was reading all the directions. And meanwhile, this woman had a roommate through the curtain. The curtain was kind of partially opened. They had been talking, so the curtain was kind of open. And I had never seen this roommate out of her bed, never in my year of working with her, with the other woman. So I'm working with the woman in her water pick. And somehow I really don't know how this happened, but somehow I turned it on, and turning it on, it arced and the water went straight over, followed my hand and went, and it hit the woman directly in the face as she's lying in bed in this nursing home. She's never been out of bed that I've ever seen. And she gives kind of a yelp because I didn't even know what had happened, but she gave some kind of yelp and I realized, oh, I got to figure out how to turn this thing off. Stop squirting this roommate with water. And anyway, everyone luckily had a very good sense of humor and laughed about it. And that was the funniest thing that happened to me in a long time. Basically squirted the roommate with kind of a water gun, but it was a water pick. So anyway, that's my amusing story.
Right. Thank you. That is a good one. All right.
I have a funny story. I have a funny brief story.
Okay, let's hear it.
So I have an aunt named Grace, and she lives in memory care. She has short-term memory. And when you go into the memory care area, there's a locked door and you put in a code, and they have covered over the door so the residents can't see through the door. And what they put there is it looks like books. It looks like a library on the door. And my aunt said, when I'm taking her there, she says, wow, those are really interesting books. I wonder how I can check them out. So I have a different answer for her every time because I don't know how to check the books out, but she thinks it's interesting, and it makes the passageway from taking her out of the facility back to this memory care place sometimes light experience.
Nice. Very nice.
That's great. Thank you, Bailey. All right. Well, welcome everyone. Thanks for being here, and really great to see you all and see most of you who are here. And we're going to start with a little music and a little reading and inspiration from Vina, short meditation, and then we'll launch. So take it away, Rich and Bernadette from the Big Island of Hawaii.
A house is a home, even when it's dark. Even when the grass is overgrown in the yard. Even when the dog is too old to bark. And when you're sitting at the table all scratched and marred. A house is a home, even
Good job. Yes.
Thanks, guys. All right, Vina, take us away.
That was super sweet. Thanks, guys. I have a meditation I'd like to share from Yogananda's Metaphysical Meditations. If you feel to, you may close your eyes. Expanding love. Meditate, dwell on, and feel this. My kingdom of love shall expand. I have loved my body more than anything else. That is why I am identified with and limited by it. With the love that I have given to the body, I will love all those who love me. I will love those who are mine. With the love for myself and the love for my own, I will love those who are strangers. I will use all my love to love those who do not love me, as well as those who love me. I will bathe all souls in my unselfish love. In the sea of my love, my family members, my countrymen, all nations, and all beings will swim. All creation, all the myriads of tiny living things will dance on the waves of my love. Om, peace, amen.
Thank you.
Thanks, Vina. Okay, well, welcome again, everyone. And I'll give you a quick rundown what we're going to do today. We're going to try to keep it to an hour like we usually do. I'm going to talk for about 10 minutes or so and give you the update on the project. A lot's happening, actually. A lot of good things are happening right now. And then Daiva will take another 10 minutes or so, and he's going to share a little bit about the floor plans and the designs that we have. We're rounding the bend on, especially for those of you who invested, to start looking more closely at where you might like to land in this community. And then we'll have a little bit of sharing about Polestar and then we'll have a little breakout room. So we're going to have a 10-minute breakout room in small groups, just so more of you can meet each other and we can just connect a little bit more individually and share a little bit that way. And then we have a few more topics to cover briefly, and then we'll have another song to wrap up with. So that's a little bit what we're going to do. And yeah, let me start by just sharing about where we are. Overall, things are going extremely well right now. It seems like we hit a very, very hard spot in the project just before the dedication. Well, a lot of very difficult things happened that week before the dedication, and we seem to have found our way through all of them. And in fact, since then, and those of you who were there will probably recognize why this would be the case, because it was a powerful experience. It was the people coming together, the people from different traditions, the prayers, the meditations, the kirtan. It definitely sort of planted a flag on the project, and pretty much since that time we have just been meeting more people, and the right people showing up, and a flow to the project and the next steps, and it's just really been unfolding beautifully. And so we're really glad to report that. And one of the things that's happened, and I think you might have heard about this before, but the university has taken a real interest in the project. So they have this Institute for the Built Environment, which is basically designers and architects and engineers and construction professionals, and they're in a sense barking up the same tree we are. They're trying to create environments that help humans to thrive, and so we just have a great commonality of intention with them. And they sponsored last week another charrette. A charrette, if you haven't heard the word, is kind of an intensive planning session where you get people together who have a stake in a project and are interested and want to really brainstorm it and go deep into it. So we had a 3-hour charrette last week, and we had some students from the university and architects and designers and energy professionals. And the upshot is that there's sort of this confluence of events that are happening for our timing. The whole question of how to live, and in particular where it's pertinent to the larger planet these days, is how we use energy, how we live with our planet, how we live simply enough that we don't adversely affect our environment. And so all these things are on the table in a very global way right now. And it's wonderful to see people coming together to try to solve these problems. And many of them, quite a few people involved in this, are sort of recognizing Polestar as an opportunity to move this whole thing forward. So we have many different opportunities for grants, low interest loans that would help us to create community and buildings that are energy efficient, that are net zero, that are easy to live in and don't require fossil fuels to keep warm. And so it's just very exciting time in the whole design process right now. Along with that is the fact that the city has just approved their new sort of development process. And they have basically worked hard to make the process easier and more affordable. And so we're sort of in the middle of our process, and the new sort of plan for the city's process takes effect on the 1st. So it's a little unclear how it's going to affect us, but generally speaking, they've made a few changes that we think are advantageous. One of which is that all single-family homes now can have an ADU, an additional dwelling unit. So this is an attempt to make more affordable housing, more missing middle housing, they call it, where you have more opportunities for middle income to find housing in a city. They're really proactive in trying to do this, and all duplexes can have an ADU as well, which is interesting. And then the process will be controlled. The approval process is being simplified and be more controlled by the city staff as guided by the guidelines. So a little less subject to the whim of the neighborhood and the sort of NIMBY energy that can happen very easily. And so anyway, we're encouraged right now. Our planners say that we could expect reasonably to be through the city approval process by February or March. Now, that wouldn't mean we could break ground then, but it would mean that we had gotten through all the technical and difficult things that make it hard and risky and a pain in the neck. And now you're just more filling in the blanks. You're finishing the engineering, you're going through and doing the development agreements, and you're dotting the I's and crossing the T's. And then we would shoot for, by fall, August, September, our planners tell us, we could expect to be able to break ground. So that's where we stand in the process. We're real excited about it. We're starting to see this whole time. It's just doing the next thing. It's very complicated, expensive, and difficult project. But we're finally seeing that light, at the end of the tunnel, like we may actually get through this thing. It's so a very encouraging time for the planning process. And a little note on the fundraising, because we are really cranking up our fundraising efforts now. The big picture is we've raised about $2.3 million so far. We would like to raise another 2 million by middle of spring, let's say by April. And that is our goal. And we are talking to, one way to look at that is that's 20 people with $100,000. And I'm talking to at least 20 people who I know could put in $100,000. And so we feel like it is within our ability to attract this money in the way that we've been doing it thus far, which is through individuals loaning to the nonprofit and then having the option to convert that loan to a building product once they are available. So as this thing goes, we have more options for funding as we get further down the approval process. But this is by far the best way to fund it, because it also coalesces the community to come together and make it happen together. So it's really our first preference is to find individuals, and I know you're out there and some of you are on the Zoom call. So if you haven't got your checkbook out yet, I'll be talking to you soon about it. And we've got a minor deadline in January, and then a larger financial deadline in mid-April. I won't go into all the details, but when you talk to me individually, I can give you the whole scoop if you're interested. So that's a big part of my job right now, is just talking to people about that. And then I wanted you to know also that the time to look at, what you might want to purchase is upon us, so we need to start really having that conversation. It's complicated because there will be the whole project is about 146 units. Well, you can't build 146 units all at once, and it will be some amount of years to get them all built. So the single family dwellings are actually likely first in line based on the ease of the infrastructure involved to get them rolling. In other words, it's a relatively smaller amount of money and an easier project to put in the street and the infrastructure that allows us to begin the single family than all the rest of the projects. Now, we are very keen on getting especially some traction in the garden area and what I call the village center area, because that's really where a lot of the community events will take place. But there is, it's uncertain financial times, and we want to be prudent in how we approach it. To do all the infrastructure at once is quite a large chunk of money. And then you have to carry that debt down the road as you build all these units. So in other words, your favorite place to land may not be built right away in the next year or two or even 3. And so we sort of have to navigate that. There may be some of you, and I'm one of them, Ann and I are one of them, who whatever gets built, we'll move into that. Then we'll see what, as we might have a favorite place we'd like to end up, but we want to get rolling, so some of you may be in that category. To getting on the land and getting this whole process going is really a priority, even though you may not have the perfect spot built yet. And this will be a collaborative process. We have many builders involved. We have not only within our Polestar community, but also that we're local builders that we're collaborating with now. And it's actually should be a whole lot of fun just to create this community together. Right off the bat, we already have a 3-season temple there to meditate in. Some of you were at it at the at the dedication. So we just stopped meditating there a couple of weeks ago because it got really cold. But now we're meditating in a neighbor's house who is right directly next door. So you can come and park on the land and walk through a gate to the east there. And he's allowing us to meditate there. And of course, we had a very successful garden this year, which was great fun. We'll do even better next year. So the community building events will start and continue happening and just get better and better. However many buildings we get up, however quickly. So that's probably enough from me for an overview. And just to give you a quick idea, I do have a couple minutes left. If anybody's got some burning question about what I've shared so far, go ahead and let me know. And otherwise, we'll move on to Diva for the next thing. Yes, Paula.
Where is the commercial aspect of this in terms of timing and staging?
That is a really good question. The commercial aspect, and if you're referring to the commercial buildings, when Diva gets his floor plans out, he can point to it so people know what we're talking about. But that does not have a strong plan for it yet. It's required by the city. We know we'll make good use of it, but we don't know quite how yet. There's been a number of different ideas floated. So it will take a collaboration between the community and somebody who's got a good idea that wants to put it to work there, and we can imagine many functions there, but right now that's probably the least in focus of the buildings, to be honest.
Well, let's talk. I have a grant idea.
Okay, sounds good. Let's definitely talk.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, Laura.
So just in general, I'd like a sense. Let's say I haven't yet, but let's say I had 100,000 to loan. But then the property I wanted to buy was not ready for several years, and I needed a mortgage to buy it. When would I have to have that mortgage in place?
Okay, that's a good question. What would probably work is just to leave you in the loan category a longer period of time. And then because the earliest you could probably get your mortgage is when you can get mortgages that start with a construction loan and roll into a mortgage. So you could do it that way, or you've got to have the place built is the other way. So I don't know all the ins and outs of that, but I'm sure there's an avenue there, and we might have to consult with people who are more familiar with it than me to really find it. But good question, and thanks for bringing it up. I will work on that.
Okay, great.
This is one of the reasons that loan was such a good interim step for us, because there was so much blue sky when we started this a year and a half ago. We just needed to get down the road and start to bring things more into focus, and they are getting closer and closer. I'll mention briefly that we found a financier who's really good at all the financing of developments, and really experienced. And we through a friend of a friend, we were told, oh, you got to meet this guy. He's really into everything you guys are into, co-housing and community and yoga and et cetera, et cetera. So we get on the phone with this guy, and the first thing he says is, I know you guys. I've been to a kirtan at Polestar in 2008. So anyway, that was kind of nice. So we do have somebody who really sort of understands us from the inside out in the financial realm, finally, which we were sort of missing that on our team. And so we do have that. in place now, and I'm sure there's a solution there for that one. We'll figure out what it is. All right, now I am a minute over, so I'm going to let Diva take over, and I think he's going to share his screen so he can show us about show us what he's talking about here.
So hello, everybody. And we have about 10 to 15 minutes for something that should actually take probably closer to about 45 or an hour. So we're going to try and fit this in. What you're looking at right now is the site plan. And just to run over it really fast, the single family homes are all, can everybody see my cursor?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Single family homes are all in the yellow up in this area, and gives a little more connection to the surrounding neighborhood. The nature of single family homes is typically a little more privacy is of interest, and this provides that great views and connection to the open space of the detention pond area. And then you get more into a little bit closer, more community living, townhomes, condos, apartments, that type of thing. So what we're going to do is do a real quick overview. You have in the blues, you have the A style of design in the units, and we'll look at the floor plans in a minute. But so I'll blow this up a little. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, I'll blow this up a little bit here so you can see better. These are all delineated, so if you go back and look at it yourselves, this may make some sense. There's a letter, which is the first thing is a letter, which is the floor plan design. The second thing is how tall the building is. So an A3 is an A floor plan, and they're all pretty much the same. And then 3 means that the building is actually 3 stories tall. And then you have sometimes a little C at the end of it. Can everybody see that? Okay,
Yes.
if you see a C on a unit at the end, not the beginning, but the end, that indicates that there is a ground level condominium or ground level living space with a townhome or a living space above it that's separate. So, and we'll talk more about that. But so you got the A's, you've got the B's, you've got B2s, B2s and B3s, B2Cs. So you got a bunch of little things going on. We got C's, we've got D's, which are the apartments over here. And then you have E's, just a couple of those, and those are work live. And so we'll go through the floor plans quickly. Hopefully what this will do is it will give a little sense of the dimension of what's happening here. I'll look at my cliff notes as we go into this for a moment. This is all the residential. There are other things happening, like there are apartments over the commercial space. There's 3 apartments here. There are B&B rooms up over the community space down here. And then there are small, large room, small apartment type of things in the group home wellness center thing that we're not going to cover tonight. We just don't have time. So this is about going into the actual floor plans, and we'll do a real quick sketch also of the what the buildings might look like. So any questions before we go any farther?
Yeah, I have a quick questions.
Yes.
The single homes are divided by this. Are they connected or sharing a wall or?
No, the single family homes are a lot with a home that gets placed in the middle of it somewhere, and you have your yard and everything.
So for example, number 2 and 3 are 2 separate single homes, but do they have any space in between, or like a
So 2 and 3, we got several 2s and 3s. There's 2 and 3 here. There's 2 and 3 here.
Right, any of them. This one, for example, this 2 is one lot and 3 is different lot, or
Correct.
are they stick together, or how is there space in between?
Well, so the lot, so those lines define how big the lot is, And then your home, they have every designation has this, it's called setbacks. And it's how far from that line your building has to be. So the space that's determined will be how big people build their houses, where they put them, but they can't be bigger than the setbacks. So the setbacks are, if I'm not mistaken, 15 feet on the rear, 15 or 20 on the front, and then 5 on the sides.
Okay.
For this zoning area. So, but there will be space between the homes, to answer your question.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
yes. Okay, so good question. Anybody else? Okay, down we go. Let's drill in. So this is the A3. So going back up real quick, the A3s. And then what we have is a typical floor plan. So we'll do the ground floor is this area here. I'll do it just a tiny bit smaller. Okay, so you come in the front. Where's my cursor there? You come in the front and you go upstairs. So this is a typical A3 unit right here. You go into a family room, you have a full bathroom downstairs, you have a bedroom downstairs. Then you go up the stairs and you have a great room with a kitchen and a powder room, so a half bath and a bedroom. And your kitchen's on the second floor. And then you go up to the third floor and you have third floor, you have a master suite with a full bath, washer dryer, and you have a another full bath and another bedroom. So that the A3 has almost 2,200 square feet. It's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath.
you.
So it's a big space.
Mhm.
Good for families, good for an ashram, whatever. But then you also have, and I'm going to go back, because we also have A3Cs. And the A3C gives you a downstairs living space that's separate from the upstairs. And it's 715 square feet. So it's, again, it's a pretty good sized space. It is a 1-bedroom in the back. So you can see, you come in here and turn left into the downstairs, or you go straight ahead and go up the stairs to the 2 floors above. So you have, and we'll look at those in a minute, but you have in your downstairs, you have a great room with a kitchen, full bath, washer and dryer, and then a bedroom in the back, and then a patio out back. So a lovely space. Then you go upstairs to the place over it, and you just come up the stairs, and you have a great room and a bedroom and a 3/4 bath. Okay, and you go up 1 more floor, the top floor of the A3, and you have a master suite. You have 2 more baths and another bedroom and a washer and dryer. Okay, so those two, 716 square feet on the downstairs of that. So again, it's the largest downstairs apartment that we have. It's just a single standalone condo. And then we have the upstairs is 1,600, almost 1,700 square feet. And it's a 3-bedroom, 2 3/4 bath. So again, it's still very large, commodious. It's got a lot of room. Okay, anybody got any questions on these? Again, we could study them for a long time, but it's a good overview. Anybody got any questions on this?
Just a quick, I mean, you may not know the answer to this question, but just a price range. Can you just throw
Don't have an
some
answer
light?
for you tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing everything we can. So the forces that are in play is a very weird economic time.
Okay.
Quite volatile pricing on materials and builders. There's also a deep commitment from Polestar and Michael to make things as affordable as possible and to make it so that as many different economic strata can be in the community at the same time. And then also to make them as durable and resilient as we possibly can, which is typically not the cheapest way to build, but to build things that will not take much energy to operate. So not, drop the monthly bills, lower the carbon footprint, all those things. So these are a lot of the elements that are going into trying to answer the question you asked. And it's not distilled out yet. We're still trying to design the buildings and what's the window level that's required? What's the insulation on the outside? What kind of HVAC or heating system and hot water system? The IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act has got $300 billion to support the kinds of things we want to do in this community. We're also in conversation with the Energy Czar, who manages the loan program for the IRA. I'm spacing his name. Do you remember it, Michael? Jagish Shah or something.
Jigar, yeah.
Jigar Shah, yeah.
Jigar Shah, yeah.
Yeah, and we've got a guy who is on the Fort Collins and Larimer County Energy Board working with us, consulting and stuff. So anyway, these are all parts of what we're sorting out right now, and it's good. It's very current timing for that conversation. So,
and I'll mention briefly, Diva, when you can bring up the next floor plans, but we are planning a meeting with just the architect, JT Panduranga, and Diva and myself can be there as well, to just look at floor plans. So we'll put that on the schedule in the next month here. I know Vina was working on getting that on the calendar. So we will have a time to dive deep into this.
And this is just an example of what the buildings can look like. It's a similar color scheme. They're actually beautiful. There's been a lot of effort to create a lot of interest and beauty in the buildings. And you can see a bunch of the architectural details that are kind of in the design. There's, it's designed to work well also with a lot of greenery, with the trees, with the permaculture, with the grounds and stuff layout. So it would keep going because we can get lost in this. We'll keep going because there's lots of, so on the A's, there are 4 units in a row, 5 units in a row, 6 units in a row, 7 units in a row. So there's a lot of different configurations, which is why you saw a bunch of things there. Now we're into the B, the B2s. So again, B is the floor plan, 2 is number of floors. So this is, and the Bs,
somebody asked if there are basements.
no,
Somebody asked.
everything is designed right now with slab on grade or with a and a couple of reasons. One is the soils conditions that we're facing. We're doing more explanation. We have a drill rig coming out Tuesday to do a bunch of borings to see where water table is and soil makeups. But it looks like most of the property doesn't support, with the information we currently have, doesn't support basements. The other thing is we're trying to make these all age in place friendly. And so if you can roll right into your front door on the ground floor, you have a real chance to stay in place for a long time. And slabs make that more possible. So, okay, so all of the Bs have garages, 2-car garages. The Bs are the only units that have garages in the plan, except for single family. You have so on the ground floor, you have on the B2s, you have a flex room that can be used as a lockout, a guest room. It's got a little kitchenette, full bath, bedroom, porch, washer dryer. Then you go up and you have upstairs, you have 2 more bedrooms and another bathroom and a great room. And these are, the Bs are 1207 square feet, so 1200 square feet, and they are 3-bedroom, 2-bath. If you use the downstairs flex room for your bedroom, you could also use it as an office. You could use it as a guest room or a rental or whatever. Then we're going to get into, go away. So now we want to get into the B2C configuration. So those are the Bs. Lovely buildings. So now we're into the B2C. So same configuration, you have a garage, but instead of a flex room downstairs, what you have is a separate unit. It's completely self-contained. It has a separate entrance. And again, it's for simple living. You know, when you're a young person, you just want a small place to live. You get older, you don't have family, you want a simple place to live, but you want to stay in the community. What works? So this is 400 and roughly 460 square feet. Okay, so bedroom, bath, great room, and then you go separate unit upstairs, separate entrance. You come in and you come up and you have a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, I'm sorry, 2-bath. So 2-bedroom, 2-bath, yeah, and great room. So again, and that's about 1,200 square. Yeah, 1,200 square feet. So I think I have the other wrong. It must be about 1,600 square feet for the B2s. I'll check that. But anyway, so there you are. I'm just going to go up one real quick and see if we can get that cleared up. Well, no. Where you have B2Cs, they're a larger building. So that's what's happening with that. Okay, so now we're going to go to the B2. So then we have some B2Cs with a B3. So these are the same as they were on the last one, but a B3 is so a 3-story townhome in the middle. So you come in and there's a flex room downstairs and a garage. You go up to the 2nd floor. And you have a great room. So kitchen, great room, full bath, office or meditation room, and a bedroom. Then you go up to the 3rd floor and you have another office or meditation room, a full office, a master suite, and another bedroom. So these are large. The B3 is 2,000 square feet, and it's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, plus 2 offices, office meditation rooms, and another office. So there's a lot of room in that configuration. There aren't a lot of them, but you know, we've seen times when, you know, there's just large families that need a place to live. So it's a great place, or again, an ashram or whatever. So questions on that? And there's a B2, B3. Okay. Now we're going to go down into the so this is duplexes. So same configuration. We'll keep going. Okay, now we're into the C's, and these are all 2-story, no garage, and there's no configuration in this that has a separate downstairs unit. So you come in and it's an entire downstairs and upstairs. They are 1,500 square feet, 4-bedroom, 3-bath. And so you come in and you got a great room and a bedroom and a full bath. Then you go upstairs over here. You come up and you have another bedroom, a bath, another bedroom, and then a master suite with a bath. So, and again, those are about 1,500 square feet, 4-bedroom, 3-bath. And then you go from there into the apartments. And the apartments are 3-story. And so there's the D units, they're labeled. And the D, there are 2 buildings that have 10 units and 1 building has 12 units. And the downstairs of all 3 of those are the same. And they have 4 576 square feet, 1-bedroom apartments. So you come in and you've got a closet, full bath, great room, and a bedroom. Very, very sweet. Then on the upper floors of the 10 unit, you know, so that's 4 for the 12, it's 4 per floor. You get into the 10s and you have 4 on the ground floor and then 3 on the both of the upper floors. Over here, you have an 828 square foot living space. I apologize, that's here. 828 square feet with 2 bedrooms and your living space. Over here on the 738 square foot ones, you have 2 bedrooms and a corner deck and your great room and a full bath. So again, about 750 or 850 square feet. You got decks on them. These are right on the green. These all are designed to really look out and be connected dynamically with the green. And then the last version, so that's what they look like from the front and the side, and then from the back. So you can see there's a lot of glass looking out onto the green from each of those. And then we have the last unit, which is the E. And these are the smaller 2 stories. They are designed to be very simple living, but with live-work spaces. So downstairs, you have a home office, and you have a flex room and just a little tiny half bath and a little kitchenette, kind of, hand sink, whatever, but room to have a real office there. And you can make the whole thing downstairs into an office extension or whatever. And then upstairs, you have a bedroom and your great room and a bath. So again, very simple living, very lovely. And there's only 2 of those now. We had 4 of them at one point. I think we had like 6 or 8, but it's gone down. City process has helped us file things down. So we're down to 2 of these, but they are down kind of in the community center. And yeah. Questions about those?
Are they for purchase or for the rent, or was a small one?
Michael, do you want to do the REIT TIC private ownership thing?
Yeah, real quick, I'll mention it. And many of you have heard me say this before, but we do want to have rentals at Polestar, and we are looking to create a collaborative ownership model, which has been done often before in other communities we've been part of. That allows for a lot of flexibility for the people who are part of the collaborative, and includes the ability to rent units. So just to make sure people know we are doing a rental list right now. People are signing up to put us on the rental list. So that is definitely a thing. And it's also quite possible that people could invest in this rental housing and not live there. So, and then what was the last question? How about rent to own? Right now we don't have a rent to own program in place, although it's been proposed a handful of times. It is not off the table at all. It's just not in focus yet either. So what was the one before on that? Yes, this file that Diva was looking at is being posted on the website. So you all know that you can go to polestarvillage.com, scroll to the bottom of the homepage, and click on the interactive map. And then you can navigate and click on buildings and see all this material Diva has shown you. It is a data intensive map, so it takes a little while. You got to be patient. So we have made a couple of files that you can now access on the website. And Terry, are they up already, or are those files?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yes, they are.
So same place. You scroll to the bottom of the
Homepage.
polestarvillage.com, scroll to the bottom of the page, and you'll see interactive map or a complete list of floor plans and elevations. And you can click on a complete list of floor plan and elevations and see all this. So So Diva, thanks for that. Well done. That was very helpful.
Last thing I think that
Yeah.
somebody's asking, and I think it's well worth mentioning, we have an architect who's been working with us now for probably about a year or a year and a quarter, who is looking into how to create kind of give people options how to create kind of personal yard space in the multifamily units. So if you look right here, and this may not be the best example, but we'll use it. If you look right here, it would be possible to kind of fence in kind of this area and kind of give yourself kind of a semi-private yard area, or over in here, you could fence in kind of this whole area here, type of thing. So there's going to be, again, it needs to be sorted out, the details, but we are very clear that people have been very clear that there's a need for private space, semi-private space, even in the midst of, community living. And I know dogs are a question, and just so you know, Ananda, when it founded 55 years ago, it had 3 rules: no drugs, no alcohol, and no dogs. And every week since then, the village council has met, and dogs are a main part of the topic every single week. So we're aware that pets are a major, thing about people's lives, and there will be guidelines, and there will be things, you can't have something that likes to eat all the kids. Or barks all day long at the top of but it's obvious that it matters and it needs to be sorted out. But it will also be something, I think, that the community members will have to work it out across time, and there'll be a way for that, so that it really works for people, but it works for people, as well as the pets. So yeah, great questions. Anything else before I ring off?
Somebody asked earlier, how do you apply to get into one of the apartments?
Well, you give Michael
Vina
a
your
lot of
name.
money. He says, okay, let's talk. I'm gonna leave you to that, Michael.
You can send Vina your name. She's keeping a list, and we are definitely going to have a rental list. So absolutely. Thank you, Diva. Well done. I think that was a good start. And again, we're going to have this meeting with our architect, and we'll have more time. We can just focus on the planning and architecture, and it's if you're not familiar with floor plans, that was probably way too fast for you, and we can take more time and walk people through it. So, all right, so we have a couple more things to cover before we wrap up. And Terry, do you want to go next? Were you going to talk about the Ohana?
Sure. So we've created this new donor program. So this is different from the big investment piece. This is kind of on the day-to-day level. And Ohana, if you're not familiar, is a Hawaiian term that means family. And that's really what we're creating here. You can see it in these meetings that we're having here tonight. If you come and visit the land, and I encourage anybody that hasn't visited to obviously come and spend a little time here if you can. Many of us are moving here now to start magnetizing the activities and the land itself and creating this just beautiful family energy. So one of the ways that we're giving the opportunity to do that through this Ohana and this donor program, because right now, many of the events that we are hosting, we don't charge for the meditations, the different things that we're doing on the land. So we are looking for ways, because so much of what Polestar does is driven by volunteers and by these donations. Not only what's going on with the land, but also some of the the bigger teachings, the meditations and the music and those types of different events. So on the website as well, it's polestarvillage.com, and different communications that are going out, the newsletter, on our calendars, are all this link, and you can go sign up and just do one-time donation, or what we're looking for are these folks that are willing to give on a monthly basis. And we've had some people sign up lately, thank you for that, and that will support the gardening efforts, the music, the meditations. So you can find that link and reach out to us if it's on the website. So that's the easiest way to find that. So thank you.
Thank you, Terry. All right, and then Vina was going to share a little bit.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you all. I just wanted to keep you posted about upcoming events. I sent a letter the other day, and we have a newsletter coming soon, and our website is updated on its calendar. So there's lots of events. So the easiest way to keep track is if you subscribe to the calendar on the events tab, and it will populate in whatever form you choose. But real quick on after Thanksgiving, the second Saturday in December, December 10th, we're having our half-day silent retreat again. It went really well last weekend. It included meditation, chanting, yoga, walking meditation, journaling, and it ended with a brief, like an hour-long class and discussion, and it was really lovely. So that's on the 10th from 7:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. Also on the second Saturdays of, and we'll be doing this monthly. And also on that same second Saturday of every month, we'll be having a kirtan in the evening. That starts at 5 till about 7:30. This month we'll have a potluck at that same time. So please bring a snack or a dish to share if you're local. And we'll also have our second holiday song circle then. And we're gearing up to sing together on December 24th, Christmas Eve. And maybe some other times throughout the holidays as well at elder care homes and all kinds of things we're looking into for that. And then other than that, on the 16th, we'll have our holiday gathering graciously hosted at Grey Rock. Thank you, Stephanie, at Grey Rock. It's a co-housing space here in Fort Collins. So that's on Friday, the 16th from 4 to 7 p.m. And then on the 18th, we'll have our next Polestar Community Zoom, our Community Circle Zoom, and we'll have some holiday games and fun there too, for those of you who are far away. And also in December, just a heads up, we'll have our annual 8-hour meditation on the 23rd at Unity of Fort Collins. And like I said, on the 24th, we'll do some caroling and have a Christmas Eve celebration, and more details will be available soon. So yeah, keep posted on the website, on the calendar, and through newsletters. So thanks.
Is that just being in person? It can be on Zoom too. Well, for some of us who are not there, can we see that or be part of it in Zoom?
Sure.
Instead of kirtan?
The kirtan, I think we haven't had much luck with it on Zoom. We have better luck with recording it and sharing it that way.
Oh. Okay.
Yes, I mean, you heard we didn't get a recording of that one that week. I thought we had, so sorry about that. That was a pretty special kirtan too.
Yeah.
That would have been nice. But we'll try to do the next one. And we're gonna keep our next month, we're gonna do our monthly Zoom, which is, what's the date on that, Vina, for our, what's our next Zoom?
December 18th.
Okay, 18th. And so anyway, that could be, if anybody wants to bring something holiday-ish, a song or something fun or something inspirational, we could talk a little bit of shop, but it'd also be fun to just connect. And so now we didn't do our breakout rooms again. How many people have 10 more minutes or think we should wrap up? 10 more minutes? Who would like to go into a break? Let's do it.
Keep going.
Well, let's try it. And then we're going to have and here's the assignment. We're going to get into groups of 4. And this is just to introduce each other and get to know who you are a little bit. I'm going to suggest a prompt for your what you would say, which is, since it is the season of gratitude, especially, when did you have a real answered prayer in your life? Can you think of a time that was a real big gratitude? Something that was really an answered prayer, or something small that you're just grateful for. So that's a suggestion. If you just say your name, where you're from, and then you can answer that prompt, or if you want to tell any other thing about yourself, just to get to meet people a little bit, you can do that too.
Oh, geez.
You're muted, Michael. You're saying lots, but you're muted.
Blah, 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 blah. You hear that? That's all I ever say anyway.
By the way, Laura, it's nice to see you again.
Hi, Diva. It's great to see you and hear you as well. Thank you. Are you in Hawaii or is that just a nice background?
Just a nice background.
Okay. It
It's
looks
it's a counterpoint to the snow outside.
well, I was gonna, if I'd looked at your clothing more carefully, that would have been the giveaway.
All right, we're gonna close. If we still have Christy, oh, there she is. And one thing I forgot to say, November 30th is a big date for us because we are getting our comments from the city on our latest plan. So anyway, keep that in mind, send prayers. And we'll let you know how that all goes. And hopefully we'll see a bunch of you on the 18th again. We'll do another Zoom and bring something fun to share if you would like. We'll definitely cover a few topics, but maybe we can just visit and connect a little bit, have a little more music, make it a little more fun.
I've got a
All
funny
right,
story
Christy.
for you next time, Michael. Flee. I've got a funny story for you next time.
Oh, thank you, thank you. You are so hired. Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Lee.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, Christy, why don't you
Okay.
take us out?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. In the spirit of gratitude, and because it was a great suggestion of Venus, for the beauty of the earth. For the beauty of the earth, for the glory of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the beauty of each hour of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of human love, brother, sister, parent, child, friends on earth and friends above, for all gentle thoughts and mild. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise.
So beautiful. Thank you, Christy.
Thank you, Christy. That was lovely. Great to see everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us today. And we will keep in touch. Many blessings.
Thank you, Michael. and everyone.
Aloha.
I said